Okay, so let's unpack this. If you're learning English or, trying to level up your conversational skills fast,
Right.
the daily routine is it's the bedrock. It's the language you are guaranteed to use every single day.
And that's our mission today. We're not just looking at the routine itself, but the language structure that makes it sound natural.
Yeah.
Our source material is aimed at that A1, A2 level, so the words themselves are simple. The real power, the shortcut to sounding fluent, is in those two-word verbs.
The phrasal verbs.
Exactly.
That's so true. If you just learn the simple, single-word verbs, you really do sound like you're reading from a textbook. But if you master little gems like go off or wake up or put on, suddenly you sound like a person having a conversation. We're here to extract those linguistic power-ups.
And if you can internalize this three-part flow: morning, work, evening, and couple it with just a few of these essential phrasal verbs, you gain control over describing your whole day.
Foundational knowledge.
It really is.
Yeah.
We need to zero in on why those little words, like up and off, are so important.
Absolutely. So let's start where the day really begins, the morning routine. So our sources set the scene pretty early. The day doesn't really begin when we decide, does it? It starts when the alarm clock says so.
Right. And the starting detail is so crisp. My alarm goes off at 7 a.m.
And that phrase right there, goes off, that's our first big one.
It's a classic phrasal verb. Think about it. If you just said, my alarm goes at 7, it wouldn't make any sense.
It sounds so awkward.
It does. Go off means to activate, to start making noise. It's completely different from the verb to go, as in, moving from one place to another.
And what's the first thing everyone does when that alarm goes off?
Hit the snooze button.
The source says, I hit the snooze button. It's just that universal human reaction, isn't it?
It is. And right after that moment, we hit, I think, the biggest linguistic hurdle of the morning.
Which is?
The difference between wake up and get up.
But wait, that seems, it's incredibly subtle for A1, A2 vocabulary, right?
It does seem that way.
Why does English even have two separate phrasal verbs for basically the same thing? I hear learners mix them up all the time.
And that's a great question. And the thing is, that's subtlety. That's actually the core of sounding natural.
Okay, so break it down for us.
Wake up is the end of sleep. It's passive. It happens to you when your brain just sort of switches on. You can wake up at 7 and immediately hit snooze.
Ah, so you're awake, but you're not out of bed.
Exactly. But get up is active. It's an action. It requires you to actually move your body, to put your feet on the floor.
So if you say, I get up at 7, but you're still in bed on your phone until 8, that's not quite right.
Doesn't quite match. This distinction gives you immediate accuracy.
So the key is that get up is what you actually use in conversation, even though a word like rise is technically correct.
Precisely. And notice in both cases, the particle up is mandatory. You can't just say, I wake. The phrasal verb carries the full meaning.
Okay, so once we've finally woken up and gotten up, the script moves pretty fast. I brush my teeth and wash my face, and then the important part.
The energy kick.
I have a cup of coffee to wake up.
And that little kick moves us right into the next phase, preparing to face the world. This brings us to another key phrasal verb, put on.
Right. You need to put on your clothes, put on your shoes. So is put on different from just saying wear?
It is. Put on is the action of dressing yourself. And it introduces a really cool concept for learners, which is separability.
Separability.
Yeah. You can say, I put on my coat, which is great, but you can also separate the verb and the particle.
So I put my coat on.
Exactly. Both are correct. And knowing that immediately gives you more flexibility in how you build your sentences. It's a huge power-up.
And if you learn put on, you kind of automatically get its opposite for free.
You do, which is take off. You take off your shoes when you get home. It's the perfect mirror image.
So the whole morning is this chain of phrasal verbs. The alarm goes off, you wake up, you get up, you put on your clothes, and then you're ready to go out.
A perfect sequence.
Which leads us perfectly into the second part of the day, work and the commute.
Right. We've gotten ready to leave the house, so now we have to talk about the actual movement.
And the source material is very clear. It says, I take the bus to work.
And this is where we can see the difference between a general action and a specific method.
How so? If go out is the general act of leaving, what is take the bus?
Well, go out just means you're exiting your home, you're leaving that private space.
Okay.
But take the bus or take the train specifies how you're commuting.
So it adds a layer of detail.
It adds nuance, exactly,
Yeah.
even with really simple sentences.
Okay, so now we've arrived at work, or at least we're logging on, and the first action is, I think, universal for Almost everyone.
Oh, yeah?
I check my emails.
That verb, check, is another one of those super high utility words. We really need to expand on that one.
So how far can we really push that one verb for, an A1 or A2 learner?
Oh, quite far, actually.
Really?
Yeah. You use check for physical things and for digital things. You check your emails, sure, but then you get to a hotel.
And you check in.
Exactly. And when you leave, you check out. Or maybe you want to see how a project is going.
You check up on it.
You check up on it. See?
Yeah.
By learning that one root verb, you can quickly gain all these other abilities just by adding a small preposition.
That makes that simple vocabulary so much more powerful. And from there, we move right into the day's commitments. I have a meeting at 10 a.m.
Right. And this whole section, the travel, the communication, the meeting, it gives you all the essential vocabulary to describe a professional day.
And you're not getting stuck on, technical jargon.
Not at all. It's just high-frequency verbs that describe what you're actually doing.
Yeah.
The beauty of this structure is just how immediately you can use it. You can describe the core of your workday with confidence.
Wow, time really flies when you're focusing on these verbs. So as the afternoon winds down, we should move into our final phase, the evening routine.
Unwinding and relaxation.
The transition back home is marked really clearly. The source says, I get home around 6 p.m.
And that's a great phrase, get home.
Why get home and not something like arrive home? Is it just more conversational?
It's absolutely more conversational.
Yeah.
Arrive is fine, it's correct, but it's a little bit more formal.
A bit stiff.
A little stiff, yeah. Get home is what native speakers say all the time. It implies you completed the journey, you made it.
Okay, so you've gotten home. The next step is always sustenance. The source says, I cook dinner. Simple, direct.
Mm-hmm.
And then after dinner, we get to the decompression part. And the source gives us a really great modern detail here.
Which is?
I watch Netflix to unwind.
Okay, that word unwind, it's an interesting one. I feel like a lot of learners would just say relax.
They would, yeah.
So what does unwind really capture? That relax, maybe?
Does it?
Yeah, that's a great question. And it's all about the nuance. Relax is just a general state of being calm. But unwind really implies you're releasing tension that built up during the day.
Oh, like winding a clock and then letting it go.
Exactly. You're reversing that pressure from a long meeting or a stressful commute. It's the perfect verb for that process of letting go of stress. It's a fantastic word for a learner to have.
And even though Netflix is a brand, the idea is universal. That verb unwind gives you the language to describe that feeling no matter what you're watching.
It paints the full picture of the modern daily cycle. Work, get home, eat, and decompress.
Which, of course, brings us to the final action, the one that closes the loop on the entire day.
Mm-hmm.
The source says, I go to bed at 11 p.m.
And there it is, go to bed. That's the perfect structural mirror to wake up and get up. It's the essential phrasal verb that marks the end of the day. You really can't communicate the whole cycle without it.
This whole routine really shows that it's not just a list of things. It's a linguistic structure that leans entirely on these very specific two-word verbs. So what does this all mean for you, the learner? We've broken down the day into 3 simple chunks, morning, work, and evening. But the real victory here is seeing how simple that structure is.
If you use the right phrasal verbs.
Exactly.
The biggest takeaway, the thing that should really stick with you, is the power of those core 6 phrasal verbs. Let's just say them again.
Let's do it.
You have go off for the alarm, then wake up, get up, put on, go out, and finally go to bed.
And these really aren't optional, are they? If you try to describe your day with just single words, you miss that natural rhythm of English conversation.
You do. These verbs carry the real meaning, the cultural weight of the action. They are, I'd say, non-negotiable if you want to sound natural.
Yeah.
I mean, think about it. Just mastering put on and take off and knowing you can separate them, that instantly makes your speaking more flexible than, 80% of other A1, A2 learners?
That's the synthesis. That's what makes this deep dive so valuable.
It is.
Absolutely. So now that you have this framework and you've really, internalized the importance of wake up and go to bed, here's a little something for you to think about.
The challenge.
Exactly. We mentioned put on is separable, right? Try to think of one more phrasal verb from your own daily life. Maybe it's related to cleaning or talking to someone. Do you clean up the kitchen? Do you call up a friend? See if that phrasal verb is also separable. Building on that little piece of grammar is how you take this foundational knowledge and really make it your own.
The deep dive might be over, but your routine and your language journey is just getting started.
Thanks for diving in with us.